Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. What are the 5 best sounding albums of 2017? Well, I'm working on a series in which I'm looking at the golden age of audiophile records, an era we are currently living in, and I'm gonna answer that question in this video. Without further ado, I'm gonna kick off this list on number 5 from the best audiophile releases from 2017. I'm gonna kick it. I'm switching. Right now, I'm switching. I'm gonna kick it off with this release. Neil Young's Harvest Moon. And this remastering was done by Chris Bellman. Now, you might say they always work together for the current series of Neil Young records. It's part of his Neil Young Archive series. He always works with Chris Bellman, and he always masters direct from the source. This is a digital source, mastered from 4416 digital. What's special about it? Well, we should not forget that the quality, Neil Young, who was an incredible audiophile himself, he, as a matter of fact, developed a alternative to the iPod, or no, not the iPod, the what's that hearing device? The sound device. Yeah, it's an iPod. You developed an alternative for that, so you could listen to music in the best quality ever available. He is an audiophile, so his current reissues are of audiophile quality, and that's where his collaboration with Chris Bellman really shows off. These are not only packaging wise very nice releases, the sound is also stunning, and this way, sometimes in this series, the albums are in their best possible way. Now, this one sounds incredible. A lot of detail, a beautiful presentation, an amazing sounding album. On number 5, Neil Young's Harvest Moon, mastered by Chris Bellman. On number 4, we're heading into Analogue Productions territory. Here I have Lynyrd Skynyrd's Second Helping. An incredible sounding release. Now, Lynyrd Skynyrd is often pretty well produced. This album on 45 RPM, and it's mastered by Kevin Gray. At least, I'm gonna double check that. I just checked it, but I wanted to check it double. Yeah, Kevin Gray. It says here in the stampers. Mastered by Kevin Gray from the original masters. It brings you so close to the music. And these songs are just incredible. These are the kinds of songs that you want to hear in the best way possible. If you put this record on, you're guaranteed to have a good time. Now, I have not compared this to an original. I would love to, but the way this sounds, this 45 RPM, these guys at work, I'm not gonna pay a lot of money for an original. If I find one, I'm gonna have a blast, of course, and I'm gonna compare it. And if it's not too expensive, I will compare it. But it's mostly for me to assure that I'm in good hands with this one. Nevertheless, I can't say anything about an original if I haven't heard it. This is just stunning, an incredible pressing. On number 4, Lynyrd Skynyrd's Second Helping by Analogue Productions and mastered by Kevin Gray. On number 3, we're going to go into Movi territory. The original master recording, the Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab release of Jerry Garcia and David Grisman's Shady Grove, which before this was only released on CD. I did not buy the CD. I just got to love this amazing pressing done by Krieg Wunderlich. This is one of the records that got me into audiophile recording. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine bought this in around 2019, and I did not want to spend more than 20 or 30 bucks on a piece of vinyl. But then I heard this. I had heard some other audiophile releases, and I loved them. I really loved them. But I thought I'm not going to pay about 80, 90, or 100 bucks for a pressing. That's out of my league. I don't want to go into that territory back then. But I just I fell in love with this sound. I fell in love with this album. It was so good that after a while I just had to get it, and I regularly play this one. It's such a beautiful, romantic, gorgeous, detailed sounding pressing. If you can find one, buy it because it's a rare masterpiece and it sounds stunning. On number three, Jerry Garcia and David Grisman's Shady Grove by Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, mastered by Krieg Wunderlich. On number two, this is one of the moments where Analogue Productions just beat the original. The Beach Boys' Pet Sounds on 45 RPM by Kevin Gray for Analogue Productions. Now, I have compared this to an original. A friend of mine bought a near mint copy of the US mono pressing of this album. And be sure, if you want to get an original, don't make the mistake to buy the UK. It sounds very thin, canny, metallic. The first US mono is way better than the first UK mono. But it does not compare to the gorgeous detail that Kevin Gray put into this 45 RPM. Better than an original. Incredible sound. Now, if I'm here to nitpick, yeah, I can nitpick. Though Brian Wilson was a monophile, because he only had one ear, he preferred his mono mix. The stereo one of this sounds even better because the master itself already has a lot of compression there. And Kevin Gray, I believe, together with Steve Hoffman, rebuilt the original stereo mix without the compression, and that's the 2020 release of this album. And I play both. Obviously, I play both. But audiophile wise, less compression, all the frequencies there, that one is gorgeous. Nevertheless, if you want to go mono, if you want to go for the vision of Brian Wilson, then go for this and not for an original. It's so much better. On number two, Pet Sounds. So if something that is so much better than the original is a number two, what's going to beat it? Well, I just told you about the first audiophile record I myself bought. I'm going to talk about the first audiophile record I listened to. This is Masterpieces by Duke Ellington. And it is brilliant. As a matter of fact, I have it on 45 RPM and I have it on 33 RPM because I found this to be such an ultimate, incredible sounding pressing that I thought this is going to be the best way to compare 45 to 33. And both sound incredible. The 45 has a little bit more detail and dynamics, but both are masters of presentation. First time I heard it was not on an incredible good set. It was my old stereo set with a stereo needle, as a matter of fact. But a friend of mine took this with him to my place and put it on. And the moment I heard this, reminded me of the first time I heard Pink Floyd. I could not believe that sound could be shaped that way. As if in a single note, an entire world, an atmosphere is living. And I had that moment again when I heard Mood Indigo on this pressing. So much detail. So much detail. I could notice and feel so much more. And it's as if stepping into a new, entirely new world. On number one, Masterpieces by Ellington in the Analogue Productions release. And if you want to buy it, 45 RPM or 33 RPM, both are very nice pressings. So I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.